Hi everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. So in today's video, I'm going to show you some kind of alternative to sets that don't have dies or don't have stamps. Like for example, this one here that I made last time. I know a lot of people really thought it was beautiful. So this is a Stampendous stamp and die set. They're separate. You need to buy the dies and the stamps separately. And in some countries, this does not exist any longer. For example, in France, I can't find it anymore. And a lot of people ask for it. So I came up with an other idea that if you have maybe dies, and this is the example I'm going to show here. I have the dies here, flower dies, but I don't have any coordinated stamps that goes with them. But I still can do beautiful cards and with a lot of dimension, as you can see, without having to do much. So I have two videos on how you can make your own stamps to coordinate with your dies, but this is going to be a little different because we're going to hand draw the flowers to make them a bit more realistic. So these are the two cards that I've already made. I've done these in blue because that's what I have left. It was done in the background that I did last week, you know, using like the alternative to Brusho, using just pastels. And honestly, it was beautiful. Let me show you this again if you haven't seen that video, and I will put the link in the video description or on the upper right corner if you want to go and see that one. But for today, let me show you a few things. So for this example, I have these dies, and I took these dies in three dimensions. Whatever the brand and whatever the shape of the dies may be, I will show you what I have done with these dies. And you're going to cut them out. So before doing this, I'm going to give you exactly the technique that I have used. So this is the biggest, the largest die that I have. I'm going to use three different sizes here. You can use as many as you wish. And you're going to cut each of them twice. So I've actually cut, you probably can see this, I have cut this paper. Since this is heavy cardstock, my die is kind of stuck in there, and this is good because I think it's easier to do it this way. Then you're going to use a marker. Let me find mine. So I got a Sharpie. I hope the tip is not going to be too large, but you'll get the gist anyway. So I'm going to use my Sharpie, and I'm going to draw in the inlines here of my stamp. And I'm going to do this on all the petals, which is going to be very similar to this one here. Okay, this one I had the coordinated stamp, and you can see the lines are quite large, so it's going to be quite similar. And then what I'm going to do, and you can do the next step and taking the, that's what I'm going to do actually. I'm just going to take this away now. And I've passed this at least 2 times in my big shot to make sure it would go through this big layer. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a few lines in here. Maybe I should come a little closer. And I'm just going to go like this. To make my flower a bit more interesting. I think it's drying on me too. Okay, and then I did a few little dots here and there on the top. Here and there. There you go. Okay, something else you need to know here is that if you're not totally happy with the color of your flower that we did, you know, with the pastels, you can still come over it on the petals. And is it dry? Let's see. And add a little more color, and you blur it up with your finger. Like I think it's missing a little bit of red. I'm just adding a little bit of that red and take away the excess with my finger. It's a bit messy, but it's just chalk. And I like it this way much, much more. Now what you're going to do, because if you put your finger on here, it's going to smear, you're going to have the pastels all over your fingers. So I would recommend using a very cheap hairspray. That's the same thing I told you in the previous video. And you're going to spray this at about 12 inches. Don't be too close from it. And I'm going to do this away from the camera. And it's going to darken. I hope you could see the difference before and after. It's going to darken a little bit your design here, your colors. And when this is completely dry, I would recommend, if you like the look of it, is using some varnish. As you can see here, I've used Mod Podge, glossy Mod Podge. Any varnish will do. But the fact that you put the hairspray on it is going to avoid smearing, because if you would put directly your glossy accent or any, not glossy accent, but Mod Podge or any other water-based varnish, it would smear everything. So first you put your hairspray, you don't need much, again, you take a very cheap one, it's going to do the trick. And when it's completely dry, I would recommend waiting for maybe 3 or 4 minutes to do all your petals at a time. Then you're going to be able, as I did here, varnish it on top. And as you can see, nothing smeared. Okay? And it makes things really, really nicer. So I'm going to use these since they're already dry. And it doesn't take long to dry either, because this is watercolor paper. I'm going to leave, as you can see, I've got 2 of these at the same size. So I've got twice, 3 different sizes. And I'm going to leave one of them plain. The other one, I'm just going to cut the petals. And I'm going to cut all the petals out, because I may not use all of them. So you keep one full, one plain, and then you just need to cut the other one. Just choose the one you like best. And I'm just going to take away the pointy bits here I don't like. All right. So I'm going to leave this one as is for now. I'm going to take a card. There you go. I had to find my card. And I'm going to use hot glue for this. It's going to be enough. I am not going to put the varnish yet. I will do it afterwards, but you'll understand what I'm doing. I don't want this video to be too long for once. I'm going to start with this one. It's going to be my base. And again, I will put varnish afterwards. I'm going to put a dab of glue here. I'm going to put my flower around here. And then I'm going to take the same flower, the same size flower, and I'm putting the petals in shape, because that's the way flowers look. They're not just straight. It makes them more realistic and nice. And I'm going to put some glue just here on the tip of this petal and inside. And I might put 3 to 4 petals, because they're quite large. And there you go. I think it's gonna be enough for this one. There you go. I'm gonna do the same thing with my middle size. No, that's the smaller size. It's okay. I'm gonna put my smaller size here. And you could make plenty of these. You could make only small flowers, only one huge flower. I mean, the possibilities are, endless. That's just up to you how you want this to look like. This one is a bit too big. I'm going to change it for this one. And I'm going to put it here. And there you go. And I'm going to cut this one a little bit more. There you go. And more glue. Honestly, the varnish makes the flowers absolutely gorgeous. Same with this one. I think I got mixed up with the centers of my flowers, but that's okay. Okay, if you young people are watching this video, ask an adult to help you with the glue gun. Don't use it by yourself. You can really burn yourself a lot. And now I'm going to use this one, which is a bit bigger. And glue. There we go. And there you go. I really like the look of these flowers. And now as embellishments, I'm going to use, I've got these little beads, tiny beads here that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to go for the smallest flower, I'm going to put some glue in the middle, in the center. And just pour all my beads on top. I have a video on how you can do embellishments like this. You do them in advance, so it comes very handy whenever you need it. So it seems a light right now, and I'm pressing in my beads into my glue. And then when it's really completely hardened, I will take the excess off. I'm going to do the same thing with the biggest flower, and I have bigger beads. I like these because they're translucent. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Again, you could use buttons, sequins, pearls, flat back pearls if you wanted to. Pressing really well into the glue. And I will take the excess off. And for this one, I'm just going to use one of these beads. You could change the color as well. I just decided to stay with the pink, like my background. Alright, and now I'm going to see if it's not... I'm going to just try to take away all the excess. My glue is not completely dry yet, so I will take some of these beads and some of these away too. But look at this. Then you can add a little tag for a birthday, for example. You know what I like to do, because there's always a party happening somewhere. I usually like, when it's for my own purpose, keep my cards blank, and I have a whole bunch of tags that I keep in different sizes and in different colors. Well, usually they're white, and then I color them with the color I need, but I keep them in a storage box. So whenever I have a birthday, I can say and use the tag happy birthday, or the sentiment happy birthday, or happy retirement. So you never know what kind of party is going to go on, or just to say a note. There's maybe no anniversary, no birthday. It's just to say hello, thank you. So I have these, and I use them as I need to. That's the way I go. And I wanted to show you this other flower. Look at this one. It was done with these two dies, so completely different. Let me show you on another color. Look at this flower, how beautiful it is. There's only I used 4 petals, 2 of each. So I've just layered one on top of each other, and I made the center with the last, that was the smaller one. I just curled all the petals on themselves to create the center of my flower. How beautiful. And this one was made in this paper, and I've just inked up more. I've put more black in here with some doodling inside, and I absolutely love it. And again, I've used some varnish, shiny, glossy varnish on top. So it makes it very sturdy too. Beautiful. You can use this maybe on a brooch. I really love it. I don't know if I'm even going to use it on a card, but I think it's really nice. You can mix and match your dies, and you see I didn't use any stamps, and my flower is already stamped. So there you go, just a little idea on how to use, or another way to use your dies if you don't have the matching stamps, because sometimes it can be very it can be very costly, very expensive, and I like to be frugal, you know. Do with what you have. You don't have to buy exactly what, you know, YouTubers have. Don't jump on the first thing you see. You can probably do as much or even better than what I do. For example, I'm just here to give you the techniques, to give you some ideas, and then you use your own colors and your favorite shapes. There you go. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment below. Don't forget to give me some thumbs up because it really helps my channel. And if you just want to say hello, please do. I love reading you and I always answer. And also subscribe, hit the bell button, and share on social medias. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.